So many people have told us that we often will overachieve our 5-year goal and we underachieve our 1-year goal. And one of the big reasons we overachieve our 5 years goal is because we sell ourselves short. Good morning, everybody. Here we are. We are ready for week 2, day 3. I know, crazy. It's already adding up, getting moving. So I just wanted to get everybody caught up a little bit. We've been going through how to set long-term visions, bringing them down into realistic and smart goals, and then taking those goals and turning them into our daily actions in order to jump on this call with us at 9 o'clock, call out your action and any obstacle you might think you're going to run into in making it. And when you do that, we'll sit here and help you strategize on the obstacle and then come back the next day and tell us whether or not you've made it. And so with that, I wanted to invite anybody that is thinking about joining us, would love to join us, into the bemoredaily.com site. It's a pretty simple registration. Register, get us your email address. That way we can send you the Zoom link to join us live on the non-live call. And have these discussions with us. You can also jump on live during this live call and share in the Q&A portion, as we go through some of this training that we're going through each day. So there's no cost. We're doing this anyway. And so we are here to help you grow, help you move forward. And we'd like you to help us move forward too. It's all part of that same process. And so with that, what I would love to see is a bunch of y'all jump onto that website and join us tomorrow. Today, what we are doing is we are getting back into our Set Your Destination file. So yesterday, we looked at what our 5-year or what our someday goals could look like. Those before I die. These are things I want to accomplish as I retire, in retirement. The things that I need to do before I can retire. The things I want to accomplish at work someday, right? Like I can remember early in my days, I wanted to be the president of the company I was working for. That didn't quite happen. I did become a CEO of one company, and then I started my own companies because I realized above the CEO is still the owners. And that's the direction I ended up moving, which is great. So that means I need to rewrite some goals, and I want to get some clarity around them. Today, we are talking about our 5-year goals. So inside of our 5-year goals, let's take a peek. Let me get this little cut over and jump up and share the screen. First off, Simon Sinek wants us to know that greatness starts with a clear vision of our future. So as we write a little bit clearer on our Set Your Destination form, I just want us to think about that. 5 years feels a little different than someday, though, doesn't it? Why does 5 years feel different?
Because it has there's a deadline.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it more than just it may happen. There's a deadline to it.
Yeah, like if I think back 5 years from now, that wasn't that long ago. That was just 2020. I mean, there's parts of 2020 that feel like it was forever ago, and other parts of 2020 that feel like they were just here, right? Like we were there not that long ago. And, did I accomplish the goals I set in 2020 for myself for 2025? That's an interesting reverse question, like jumping back. Was I setting goals that way? Did I do it? 5 years of the future at this point is only 2030. Like we could see it, we could taste it, right? And as a result, most people tend to play it a little safe because they can see it, and because they can taste it, and because they know they can almost touch it. They play it a little safe. They say, well, this is what I'm going to do this year. So maybe 5 years from now, maybe I can double that, right? And so what I want to encourage you all to do as we're looking at our 5-year goals today, one of the thoughts I want you to put into place is that a lot of times we'll start the new year and we'll put these big goals and these big dreams in place. Like, I've got 0 coaching clients I want to get 12 by the end of the year. And that's within reason for sure. And I've got none. So who knows if I can even get one, right? Like, I've got 0 and I want to get 24. I've got 0, I want to get 36. I want to be working every day of the week, as a photographer this year. And this past year, I only had 1 deal a week, so sometimes the goal is within reach. We know if we do the right activities, we'll get those results. And I'm not saying don't dream big. What I am saying is a lot of times we throw these big goals out for 1 year and then we back them back down for the 5 year because it's close. We know we should do more than 1 and yet we don't like multiply it by 5, right? Like we're not going crazy for that 5 year. And I'm here to tell you actually the opposite for this because we've already seen that so many people have told us that we often will overachieve our 5-year goal and we underachieve our 1-year goal. And one of the big reasons we overachieve our 5 years goal is because we sell ourselves short. We don't think we're able to accomplish in 5 years as much as we're able to accomplish this next year, this very immediate. I know if I do this action today, I can get this goal this year. 5 years is just a bit further out, not quite as concrete, but still within reach. And then we end up playing it safe. So what I'd like you all to do, looking at your 5-year goals, the ones you've written down on the Set Your Destination sheet, I want you to ask yourself, does it give you butterflies? Do you feel a little nervous looking at those 5-year goals? All right. So if you're not nervous, then you're not targeting as high as you could be. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? And the 2 questions we're going to really go over today as we look at your 5-year goals. And so the one question we asked yesterday, what was the question we asked yesterday about your Sunday goal? The big question, we wanted to make sure it was clear, right? Is the goal clear? We definitely want to make sure your 5-year goal is clear. It's within reach. It's not too far away. We need to have clarity to that goal. It can't be as obscure as our Sunday goal. And I want to know, does this 5-year goal make you nervous? All right. And then we're going to do a simple exercise with it. Well, I'll do the exercise later. So who wants to go first? Who wants to tell us about one of your 5-year goals? And then we're going to ask those questions to you. All right, Mike, go ahead.
One of mine is a personal goal. I want to do a 15-mile hike every week.
15-mile hike every week in 5 years.
Yes. And right now, the longest hike I've ever done is 7 miles.
Okay. All right. So that is clear, right? You have it time bound into each week. You have it measurable with a 15-mile and measurable inside of each week. So does it make you nervous?
Yes, because I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
But it's something that I enjoy, and it's something that is good for you. So that's a motivator.
Yeah. And so I'm going to add one level of clarity for you. Where are you hiking?
We hike in the park by on Marysville Road in Howard County.
Okay. And so if you're able in 5 years from now to go on a hike in this park for 15 miles at a time, you'll feel as if you hit this goal.
Correct.
Okay. And I know the most you've done at this point is 7. So you are doubling for 5. It's kind of coincidental that I said, most people are just doubling for 5. And does 15 make you nervous?
Yes, because I'm committed to doing it every week.
Yeah.
Whereas, now it was maybe a couple times a month, but I'd really like to buckle down and commit to doing it weekly.
Love it. Yeah. Okay, great. Makes you nervous. I would be nervous to commit to that. I was nervous to commit to doing one of these phone calls every single day for the next year or however long we keep going with it, right? I know a guy that started phone calls like this. He's 4 years in and he hasn't stopped yet, right? Like, and so, starting something like this, I had a lunch yesterday, small side story, a breakfast lunch yesterday. And then I explained to people, like, when I started doing daily videos, I did it as part of a 66-day habit. And then I realized around the end of the daily habit of the challenge, and I realized, wait a minute, this isn't a habit if I stop, right? Like, and so 100%, right? Like if you want exercise and your identity surrounding it to be a habit and be part of you, you have to commit to doing it regularly. So like that. Great. Who wants to go next? Thank you.
To piggyback on what Michael wants to do, Mike Kelly, is I just hiked 7 miles Tapsco State Park on Sunday, and I did 7 miles on Cunningham Falls State Park on Saturday. So
All right.
that was nice. But I want to run a marathon.
Okay. For
Nice.
5 years.
So I
And
did
do you run currently?
Yeah, I did 7 miles on Monday just to get some stress out of my body, and I might run over Tapsco today, run about 4 or 5 miles midday. But some friends of mine just did the Marine Corps marathon, and they loved it. And I said, you know what? Why not? I've done like 13 half marathons, never a full marathon.
So here's my question for you. That is clear to some degree. Where do you want to do the marathon?
Delaware.
Delaware. Okay. And yeah. All right. It makes it even better. Are you running on the sand or running on the road? Okay.
Can you imagine running a half marathon?
No, I cannot. That's why I asked.
That'd be brutal.
I do 5Ks on the beach all the time, and that's bad enough. But no, it starts at Rehoboth Beach, runs all the way up to Cape Henlopen in Delaware, and back. It's called a Coastal Delaware Running Festival every April. So I'm gonna try to do the half marathon this year. Some people try to push me to the marathon in April, but I'm not sure if I'll be ready for a marathon yet. But you never know.
And that was the second question, right? Like, does it make you nervous? And so here you are already telling me that a year from now you might be able to do the marathon. So 5 years from now, it's almost a sure thing, right?
It'll be a yearly thing once I do my marathon. In fact, I might try to do an ultra marathon if I do the marathon, which is like 15 to 100 miles.
Yeah, love it. Okay, so there you go. So that's the stretch goal. That's the nervous goal. The nervous goal, and that's obviously up to you, is if that even wants to be your goal. The nervous goal is to pile onto that. Maybe it's 2 marathons in the year, or 3 or 4, or maybe to your point, it's an ultra. Love that. I mean, I follow several ultra runners. I don't think I'll ever be an ultra runner. That's not even in my aspiration, though. There's a little part in the back of my head that's tickling at an Ironman, right? Like, so kudos to you, man. Way to go. Love it. Who else? Let's get one more on the 5-year that we can talk about before we get into the take 5. So Rachel put into the chat, her 5 years goal is a business goal. And I would like to produce at least 20 episodes of the webisode attached to my business. This goal does make me a bit nervous because my production team is relatively small and sometimes our voice actors are unavailable for recording sessions. Okay, great. So, and that's in the 5th year, you want 20 episodes, or between now and then you want 20 episodes? Between now and then. Thank you, Rachel. And I'm glad that makes you nervous. Janae says that her 5-year goal is to be in a cloud computing role after obtaining her cloud tech bachelor's degree. Great, Janae. And when do you think you're going to get your bachelor's degree? Okay. Get the degree and get the role. Love it. Great. And both of those are something that you will each have to work hard for. So there we go. What I'd love to do, and we're going to switch into the take 5. We're going to talk about our daily challenge here. And so what I'd love to do for anybody that joined us on the live and anybody that's watching this late is get you all this worksheet, obviously. And so if you need the worksheet, message me on LinkedIn, message me on Facebook. Again, register in bemoredaily.com. I actually just started a folder. So if you register online, I'm going to add a link to the folder, to the acceptance email, which will give everybody that joins at any time every worksheet we've done through all of these lives. Every time I talk about a worksheet, I'm just going to throw it into that folder. And then when you register, you'll get a link that will give you access to the worksheets. It's that simple. So thank you all for joining us on the live. And now we're going to move into the take 5 and talk about our daily items to be successful.